several suspects in a drugstore burglary pattern.
Police say the suspects were involved in 8 different incidents where they
We've spoken to several managers at various drugstores around New York City. Though none would go on camera, all tell us they've seen an increase in thefts.
Millions of dollars in stolen goods seized in Queens and put on display for the cameras. The thieves had an eye for cosmetics, beauty products, designer clothing, and accessories.
This man just came in, grabbed a whole bunch of makeup stuff that was on the side, and just ran out. Security tried to stop him, but he was already gone.
For at least a year, they believe shoplifting played a role in the store's closure.
They have it locked up because sometimes they get boosters that come in there and steal their stuff.
I don't know if they're stealing it from here or they're stealing it from another place to sell it here.
These plexiglass screens and all these other inconveniences creates additional friction, and friction is the death of retail.
Hello. We focus on a serious issue gripping New York City, the wave of retail theft that has forced 39 pharmacies to shut down in the past year. This is not just a business crisis. It's a community crisis, threatening the livelihoods of workers, the safety of neighborhoods, and the accessibility of essential healthcare services for millions of residents. A pattern of organized theft. Over the last year, pharmacies in NYC have become prime targets for organized crime rings. These groups are systematically stealing prescription medications, over-the-counter drugs, and high-value items such as cosmetics and electronics. The stolen goods are often resold on the black market or through online platforms, making it harder to trace the perpetrators and recover losses. For these criminals, pharmacies are a goldmine. For business owners, they've become high-risk ventures. And for residents, especially those in vulnerable populations, these closures mean fewer places to turn to for life-saving medications and healthcare products. The economic impact. The economic ripple effects are undeniable. Job losses. Hundreds of employees have lost their jobs as stores close. Many of these workers were reliant on their positions to support families. Community disruption. Residents in underserved neighborhoods now have to travel farther for basic necessities, creating new hardships for elderly and low-income individuals. Rising costs. Remaining pharmacies are investing in expensive security measures, and some are passing those costs onto customers through higher prices for goods and services. A citywide crisis spreading across industries. While pharmacies have been the hardest hit, this crime wave is not limited to one sector. Grocery stores, clothing retailers, and even luxury brands have reported an increase in theft. If the trend continues, NYC risks becoming a city of retail deserts, with fewer businesses willing to operate in high-risk areas. The bigger picture. Experts point to a combination of factors fueling this crisis. Economic hardship. Rising poverty and unemployment may be driving more people toward theft. Weak enforcement. Critics argue that current laws don't do enough to deter organized retail crime. Online marketplaces. The ease of selling stolen goods online is making it profitable for criminals to target retail stores. What needs to be done? Addressing this issue will require immediate and coordinated action. Stronger law enforcement. Police presence needs to increase in high-crime areas, and stricter penalties must be enforced against those participating in organized theft. Improved security measures. Businesses need support to implement advanced surveillance systems and theft prevention strategies. Legislative action. Lawmakers must introduce policies to curb the resale of stolen goods, particularly on online marketplaces. Community outreach. Programs aimed at addressing the root causes of crime, such as poverty and addiction, could help reduce the motivation for theft in the long term. Voices from the community. Business owners, workers, and community members are all speaking out. One pharmacy owner shared their frustration. "We've served this neighborhood for 20 years. It's heartbreaking to close, but the theft has made it impossible to stay open." Residents, too, are concerned about what these closures mean for their daily lives. An elderly woman from Queens remarked, "I don't drive, and the nearest pharmacy is now 3 bus stops away. How am I supposed to get my medications?" The road ahead. New York City is at a crossroads. This crisis has highlighted the fragility of the city's retail ecosystem and the need for urgent action. With more closures looming, the city must act decisively to protect its businesses, workers, and communities from further harm. This is a developing story, and we'll continue to bring you updates as they unfold. Thank you for tuning in.